Hello, everybody out there in YouTube land. Well, today, I had done a video regarding Swift transport. It says stop working for Swift. I did it on May 19th, 2016, and I've had 9,597 views on it, which is kind of odd to me because I've got 100 and something videos out there, and we're covering more than just the trucking topic here. And this is the one video in my whole thing that has gotten the most views. Okay? So, a lot of you are, I take it, very concerned about Swift Transport. I'm going to go over some of these comments here because I've figured I can read the comment and tell you what some of my reaction has been. So let's go to this one of these here. I have never been treated so badly before. This is Ruddi Kevin. Many of these reviews are positive because they're planted by Swift. Okay. Now he's saying positive? I don't understand that. Okay. These comments are all approved. I approve most of the comments. Okay. There is one or two, not very many, just negative stuff, that totally off the wall stuff. I just don't have time for. But anything else, I put it up here, and this is one of them. Anyway, he goes on to say here, I'll go back up a bit here. Many of these reviews are positive because they're planted by Swift. That's the type of company it is. Drove for 4 months with Swift, went from one outrage to another, and didn't make any money. This company is not dynamic. Trucks are very slow and old. Some supervisors and managers don't treat drivers with loyalty and respect. We are not your yard boys, okay? Respect us. That's what he's saying. The dispatch team don't really know what they're doing. Maybe because, it says read more. Maybe because they don't get paid well like drivers. Interesting. Now, I wrote a comment in there on that one. But it's getting a lot of comments where, I'm answering as many as I can. Some of them are really kind of, touch home. Like this one, I was a driver trainer. Now, listen to this one. I was a driver trainer. This is Robert Brownie, okay? I was a driver trainer with Swift for 8 months out of the Memphis terminal. I refused to sign off on students that couldn't be a safe driver. Yet the company said I had to sign off on them. So in other words, it's put the guy through, right? The ones who couldn't pass my thoughts of what a driver should be. Example, I had one student that couldn't shift. Well, there, yeah, couldn't shift. Plot a trip or read a map. I refused to sign off on him and was told he had to get on a truck. 2 weeks after, he was put on his own truck. He stuck it in the Bankhead terminal or something off I-10 in Mobile. I'm just a minute. I think he stuck it under a bridge. Here, hold on. He stuck it in somewhere good. I think it's a bridge. He was in Century Class Freightliner with 53-foot trailer. Tore the top off the tractor and half the trailer. On the interstate, at the exit, it states tunnel ahead at 12:06. At the at the light in front of the tunnel it states 12.6, yet he hit it at an approach 55 miles an hour and continued until he couldn't go any further. So in other words, as he's going and he knows he's getting screwed, he doesn't even put the brakes on. He just lets her go. Incredible. Well, I mean, I guess if you're going to do damage, do her good, eh? Oh, shit. Oh, man. He hit it at approximately 55 miles an hour and continued until he couldn't go any further. I was charged by Swift for what he did because I was the trainer. Can you believe that? Holy shit. I refused to take their shit and loaded up that and left. Evergreen Transport didn't hold me responsible for he did. I drove for them until I retired in '03. Couldn't ask for a better company to drive for. Any driver looking for a good company, go to Evergreen Transport in Evergreen, AL, whatever. Okay. No, I don't know, or cameras. Everything is done by phone, and they just trust the drivers. Okay. And there's more. I mean, you got to go to there's so many, because I've allowed, I mean, all the comments, I've approved all comments, but I mean, some of them are, it's a good thing I did that video, because this is kind of what the industry has been like all my life, okay? And that is so much bullshit. I mean, like, the industry forces so much bullshit onto its drivers. That is a lot of where the problems are stemming from in the very beginning, okay, is the companies, okay? These big companies, Bison, H&R, and there's others, lots of them, okay? And the driver practices that they are adopting, okay, they have literally choked out all the good drivers and brought in all these new studs, okay? Well, so be it. There's where, the big contributing factor is in with all these accidents, okay? And when I came out with the cam facing the driver, I mean, that's because I'm a truck driver. I'm not there to be babysat by no fucking company, or some of you suggest, well, it's so that they can take a lawsuit from you if you were doing the wrong thing. I mean, you really got to ask yourself what kind of drivers you're hiring, okay, to be getting the bonehead moves like that one. I mean, you've got wannabe truck drivers out there is what you've got. Wannabe truck drivers. And, they get put through driver training for what, 5-6 grand, okay? They get their license because they were taught how to drive a truck. And away they go, okay? But they're not fully truck drivers, okay? In my case, I started from the bottom, okay? I wasn't just a truck driver to begin with. I started light delivery to begin with when I was, in my teens, light delivery from the bottom up, okay? That means I drove a lot of stuff, a lot of city stuff, and I, upgraded my license 4, 3, 2, 1, blah, 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 so I was entered into buses and you name it, okay? And that's how I did it, okay? It was bottom up, okay? But these guys, they're starting like kind of top up, They're taking on a vehicle they have no understanding of weight, okay, and how that applies in the winter, and I mean, there's so many factors here, okay? It's just not a matter of getting behind the wheel and automatically becoming a truck driver. It's just not happening, okay? So when I did the camera thing, it was with the respect that I am a truck driver, okay, not a criminal, okay. I don't take on this profession so that everybody can take pot shots at me with respect to wanting to know my criminal record, to wanting to stick a fucking camera in my face. I mean, come on, okay? I haven't done anything in a tractor trailer that warrants a camera stuck in my face. My accident rate speaks for itself, okay? And as far as a criminal record check, well, any company asking for a criminal record check can shove, this up their ass, because that's my privacy, has got nothing to do with driving a truck, okay? And if you're going to come at me about, oh, well, there's certain things that you've got to be bonded for, well, there's already that process, has always been that process in the driving industry, where companies have bonded situations, like if it's a Brinks truck or what have you, there's different levels of criteria. But as far as driving a tractor trailer is concerned, no. They only started coming out with that in the last year or so, or they've slowly been adopting it, and they've slowly been phasing out drivers. Okay, these companies think that they can get the cream of the crop. Well, they've got the cream of the crop now. They got all these migrants now driving some trucks, and they've got all these greenhorns driving some trucks, and on and on. And what about our accident rate? There used to be a point in time where they were complaining about how many tractor trailers were in accidents due to drivers being pushed over the limit as far as hours were concerned. So then they came up with the logbook, okay? And they also came up with driver abstracts. Well, driver abstracts were always a part of the equation, but driver abstracts showed the company your driving record. That is in relation to being hired to drive for somebody's truck, okay? So it's not that the owner or the company didn't understand about the driver, because that's what the driver abstract was all about. And it still goes on today, and I have one I give an abstract out to all the companies I go to. But a criminal record is different. A criminal record is quite different, because now you're able to pick and choose, or you're able to make your own decision as to who you're going to hire and who you're not. So if a guy got a criminal record for drugs, smoking a joint, or something like that, oh no, we don't want that guy. But if you robbed a bank, or whatever else have you, besides anything to do with, say, marijuana, then it's okay, Or if you raped your girlfriend or something, maybe you're okay. I mean, as long as you don't have anything to do with marijuana, or having been charged with a drug crime, a marijuana drug crime. And here we're talking about legalizing it. So I mean, that's just an example, okay? I mean, don't go overboard. I'm just using that as an example. But I'm just saying, they're able to pick and choose, okay, you've been charged with this, so no, we don't want those guys. But we'll take these guys. I mean, does that make any sense? I mean, you know what I'm saying? So the driver's abstract, being developed to show the company what kind of a driver you are, because here it is, here's your driver's record, here's all your accidents you've had, and so on and so on. That's what the job's about, right? Driving a truck. That's, So the driver criminal record check, total bullshit. Total invasion of privacy. Just like sticking a camera in a driver's face towards the driver. If the camera is facing the road to capture the idiot driver that comes around and throws on his fucking brakes and causes a major accident because of it, okay, and that will allow the driver to use that as far as, it wasn't his fault, then I'm for it, okay? I've mentioned that in a lot of comments. But when you stick a driver in towards the driver's face as he's going down the road, Now he's got another thing to contend with about, oh, I wonder what they're going to see. It's a kind of a little bit of a distraction, another added distraction, as far as I'm concerned. And I mean, there's no purpose in that. If that is the case, where we have to have cameras on all employees, then you're going to have to stick a camera everywhere. On doctors, on cops, on everybody. So that it's in their face. So when a cop gets in his car, as he's going down the road, he's got that camera stuck in his face. Or a taxi driver, it's stuck in his face. Let's give everybody a camera stuck to their face. Do you see how ludicrous this is getting? There comes a time when you have to finally say enough is enough. Like the smoking thing, okay? We're being taxed to the hilt as far as being a smoker. And I smoke. And I roll my own to try and cheapen it out. But even for a box of rolling tubes, it's almost $5. $5 for this box. $5. And that is all soaked up in taxes. And this is for this. It's paper. There's no gold in there or nothing. And they're empty. Almost $5 now for that. It's crazy. And it goes on and on. It just keeps going on. And I mean, how far do we let it go? Okay? Before it becomes enough. And I'm talking about government intrusion or these companies' intrusion on employees and so on and so on and so on. When do we say enough intrusion? I'm here to do a job. That's what I'm here to do. As long as I'm here to do my job, and I get your product from point A to point B, and I don't hurt your fucking truck, and I don't pick up any speeding tickets, and I'm not impaired when I come to work, then what's the problem? You know what I mean? Like, we're all here to make money. I'm not here to kiss somebody's ass when I go to the job, okay? I'm there to make money. I'm not there to make friends, unless, of course, I do make a friend, but I mean, that's open for discussion. But I'm just saying, I'm there to do a job, okay? It's costing me my time, my money to get there and everything else. Of course, I'm going to value that job, okay? But they're trying to degrade us by making us think that we're something we're not, okay? And that is the point. We are truck drivers, okay? Not some experiment, okay? Not some bullshit. We're what makes this fucking country survive, okay? And if I have to be downgraded as far as my standard of employment goes, then there's something fucking wrong. Because I put my life on the line every friggin' day, just like any cop, just like any firefighter. You never know when some idiot's gonna come through a fucking intersection or some other fucking thing. You gotta be on your toes and watching. Because if you're not, you're the one that's going to end up in the fucking ditch. Okay? That's how serious it is out there. You got to watch. You got to pay attention. I don't have time to be watching a fucking movie or eating a bag of fucking Doritos as I go, unless, of course, it's handy. Or my cup of coffee's handy. There was even, a guy got charged with DUI drinking a cup of coffee I mean, things are getting ridiculous. Okay. I mean, that's, to sum it up, okay, how far do we let it go? And that's why I say, if you run into a company that has a camera facing you, don't drive for them. Because the camera is not what's making that fucking truck money. It's the driver. And if they don't have respect for the fucking driver, they shouldn't be in business, okay? And if they're going to hire idiot fucking drivers, okay, that don't have experience, okay, then chances are you're going to have a lot of friggin' accidents. And that is pretty much what the case is, okay? You've got all these greenhorns getting pushed out in there, and a lot of them don't know what the fuck they're doing. They're running into bridges, all kinds of stuff, okay? I mean, and I've had comments on here too. Where there's a lot of accidents by Swift trucking. Well, it's not only just Swift, it's others too. I just illustrated with Swift because that was a company was coming out with this camera, and I mean, like, it's a little more beyond the camera. I mean, you look at the training aspect. It's a wind up, fuck out the door kind of thing, you know. And if you get a guy in there that can't shift, well, no problem. We'll give you an automatic, you know. So I mean, they're trying to get it so that it's just bullshit. Okay. And the only way to find out it's not bullshit is to talk to the older truckers, guys that have been around for a while, know what they're doing. Because there's still a lot of us, and we're all sitting back watching this bullshit. But the only way to face it is to either not work for them, or and go to a better company. And if it gets that bad, then we can protest. We can do other things. I mean, we can even take it to court and call it an invasion of privacy. Because it's a living quarters. So I mean, there are things that a person can do. But anyways, do check out my other stuff. Okay, there's more to this channel than trucking. And I encourage you to subscribe and become a part of the channel. I really like the comments, whether they're kind of off the wall or whatever. It's a point of view. That's okay. But I try to get back to as many as I can, but I would really like that you guys go to my other videos, and if there's some topic in there that interests you, get involved with it. There's petitions out there to be signed, and all kinds of stuff. I mean, it's just a matter of getting involved. So until next time, YouTube, I'm just getting the word out there, and thanks for watching. Have a good day.